Another intriguing draft, another intriguing set of
They could do like
mental
the
maths between the two. Cap, which way is this going? Bearing in mind there is no cursed panel.
I think that I don't know. I think that this Naga Siren setup and disengage is going to be really problematic for EG's lineup. I don't think they should have given up Naga Siren. We'll go LGD.
Okay. Mr. Foggy. Mr. Fogged.
And I'm so cursed with Cap. I was also liking LGDs. I'm a big fan of Pugna.
Okay. Are you going against EG?
Be with me.
Yeah, I'm going against CG.
Forever.
Wow.
Wow. Thanks, Paul.
Data.
I was gonna do that too.
No.
0-9, here we go.
Okay.
0-9.
So we're all going for.
No, I'm sure we're not wrong.
Just to make sure you're aware at home, has been a little bit of a curse this morning on the panel, and they've all gone LGD. I'm so sorry, Chinese fans. Obviously, EG win this one. We've got a very different commentary lineup for you. I'm intrigued to see how this works out. Let's hand you over to Odie Pixel and Toby One.
That's right, we are your analyst panel because the analyst panel can't actually get anything right, so we go with the guys who are hype.
Absolutely, and what a matchup to do it with as well. EG versus LGD. A lot of people are excited to see how EG turns up to this one, and also to see how LGD fares. As we've been seeing in the past, they've been doing pretty good against a lot of the Chinese teams, and now we'll see once again how they can do on the international stage.
You know, I actually just want to see how EG actually run a draft like this. Like the panel all go the way of LGD till now. Let's talk about how EG is going to win this game, because the panel can never be right. So if we have the EG lineup, you've got your supports, you've got a lot of decent counter push at least. Do you think their cores are going to be strong enough to get through this? Because you're still going against a large amount of defense power of LGD. Like they've got so much clearance. You're fighting into Netherward. You're fighting into just clearance galore from them.
I think a lot of it's going to be down to how much they can do before the ultimates come online.
Oh,
you know?
FY, no. Bye. There's no way to live through that. Oh wait, no, EG, you didn't finish the job.
They left it. They had a go and they walked off. Everyone, cool guys don't look at explosions, I know, but if there's no explosions happening, there's nothing to not look at.
7 match points. Why did I just double fault every single one of my serves? FY just walks away. It was underneath the observer one. They could have blocked him. They could have done something. And, they let him go.
It was more, I guess, just a dominance play, you know. You just bully FY out of the lane.
This is why. It's because EG are now going to get all 4 of the original bounty runes.
I don't think I've ever actually seen that in any of the competitive games since the change, so I think that might actually be GG.
Yeah.
That's 160 gold for everybody on the team.
Yeah, okay.
Look at the GPM.
Yeah,
look at the GPM.
Look at the net worth, man. Like, that's the one you've really got to start looking at. 750 is where we crack this. Huge change in the graph.
As much as we're smiling, it's actually pretty big. It's actually pretty big.
Oh, LGD, obviously, they believe they can win the laning phase. They're running this Chen up on the top lane to support the gyrocopter. This will go up against Sumail safe lane with Misery. So this is it's hard for the gyro because it almost feels like one of those hybrids, right? Like we talked about the NA, like the Coddle with the Beastmaster, which we've seen already picked up today, and now you're doing the Coddle with the SK is the combination instead. Yeah. And then on bottom lane, like, do you get a better trade-off? Like Chalice on the Pugna with FY's Naga versus Arteezy and Crit Naga as well as Doom, Naga, the Razor as well as Doom.
I guess the plus of this bottom lane from LGD is the fact that it's not really a lane where Arteezy can get an easy link off. You know, you're going to have the control from the root, you're going to also have the slow from the Decrepify, but it's also a bit of an awkward lane. You know, Naga obviously, it's all physical damage and such. Chalice is working with the magical burst, so the synergy is not necessarily there in the offensive state, but it is there in sort of the fact that they're not going to allow Arteezy to have this lane as a Razor where he fully dominates.
Yeah. I like the offensive state once LGD starts moving around. Like when you can bring the creep wave underneath the tower, have a Chen army, and then you've got higher levels up in the Nether Blast, that's not something Arteezy can really stop without putting his life at risk. So, and it's not like Fear's going to rotate off the middle lane. Like we're talking about it with Blitz in the last game. Like, which hero is really better at rotating? We're not really going to see a Lycan rotate early on. Fear just wants to find that farm in the mid lane against Somnus. But Somnus is happy once he's got Dragon Form to add the pressure, push in towards the tier 1 towers. That's what this whole lineup is about. Like when you grab a Pugna early on, it's like watching a Drow Ranger lineup not push. It would be unnatural.
And I think that's one of the things as well that sort of makes this mid matchup a little awkward for EG. Because as you say, when you hit the 6, Fear, with the shapeshift, he's probably wanting to go to another lane and sort of, enforce his dominance, having that level advantage. But if he does that, the DK is going to have 6, and the DK is going to get a lot of pressure onto EG's tower. So I'll be interested to see how Fear does play it once he hits the 6 and whether he still moves away or they just focus on bringing back up to help get the DK.
Arme as well as X-Nova, they're going to go onto Sumail. They didn't get the first blood up on top lane before. Arme dropping very, very low. The Hellbear Smasher can't close the distance, so Sumail able to both wander as well as salve up, and it's the bottom lane where EG will get the first blood onto Chalice, who was just a little bit further away from the Naga, who was busy pulling.
Yeah, absolutely. Once he's left on his own, he has to be so careful, Chalice, because there is severe chase down. And, you know, this Doom and Razor running at you once they hit this level 2 as they were, it's pretty darn scary. Razor now level 3, he's got the point of the passive as well as the Plasma and the Static Link. They do have to be careful how they poke at these two, and they can't do it half-hearted. They have to stick together as a duo. Going for these pulls, it's always going to leave the Pugna vulnerable in the lane.
Yeah, so Chalice just be more aware of the lane and maybe observe awards for the win. But for now, the laning phase will still remain patient. I'm waiting for X-Nova to actually burn this Smoke of Deceit. Like, he's been walking around with a Troll Trapper, waiting for him to... I don't know if he can really flank around to the top and find a kill. The Gyrocopter's not going to lend that much damage. Like, his Rocket Barrage is not bad if you can hold him in position and then get the homing missile to connect, but like right now it's more of just that passive laning phase till you hit the level 6 until you have like that level 3 in the Nether Blast, which is still just shy of it for Chalice.
I think the worry is at the moment for LGD is the fact that top lane is going so well for Sumail. You know, this is going to be a Sand King that's going to have those quick items, whether he wants to get the drums or whether in a game like this he does just want to go for the Blink Dagger Rush. At this pace, Sumail's going to get it quick. And sort of as you said, they are going to maybe try for a movement up here, but a Sand King is not an easy hero to gank.
Yeah, he's harder. The Coddle's the easy one. You just grab him, you push the tower. You need a little bit more help, rotate it in, but right now it's Arteezy onto Chalice, and Chalice has no help. The Naga just TP'd up towards the top lane, so Chalice, 112 damage plus into Arteezy. He'll take a little bit of aggro from the creep wave.
He does have to be careful, Chalice, because he keeps trying to use the Decrepify aggressively, and that, you know, at the early levels, it does give a lot of time where he's pretty vulnerable. You know, as soon as he's on cooldown for the 15 seconds, Arteezy's just going to come running at him and getting the physical punches in.
FY searching for Misery. He's trying to find him in the trees somewhere, but they start with the homing missile into the ensnare. You got the first stun from the Rock Golem, and with the Penitent Man, he shall not pass Sumail. The Illuminate hits absolutely nothing, and Sumail dying to that Invis rune.
Yeah, one of those ganks that's very hard for EG to take a read off. You get a lucky rune like that, it's highly likely you make a play. And I do like that they did take it up to Sumail, because he was having a good time. And as I say, the Blink Dagger timing could be absolutely deadly for LGD if Sumail gets it. So they've got to make sure that they can slow him down as much as they can at the start.
And allow for the push. But how do you really counter that? Like, does EG push themselves? LGD's lineup, like, they're the aggressors early on, unless Sumail can connect on a couple of these burrow strikes. But even if he does, it's a level 1 Illuminate to follow up. Middle lane, LGD, the rotations continue. FY as well as X-Nova following up after the Dragon Tail stun from Somnus, and the Breathe Fire will ensure the kill. A quick TP out won't happen, Infernal Blade will cancel it. So a 1-for-1 trade-off, but how much is really lost in the mid?
LGD's moves, I'm liking them. I think this is pretty big. You know, you've just gone top, you've managed to take Sumail, you get to Fair, and now look, you found themselves another in the mid.
Mana for Breathe Fire, they've got it with the 1 charge.
This, honestly, this Chen, DK, Naga Siren move, well, the Chen Naga for start, because the DK, as we expected, is sat mid, he's hitting 6s in the tower, but the support movements from FY and Nova have been bang on. Now we'll see Crit come over, maybe see if we can find something in return.
They're sending FY back just before the Lycan Wolves can try and kill him off, not to mention that Urn charge, and he'll live. They're so quick with the tower pushes.
This is 6 minutes in, and EG, they've lost their mid tower. I mean, as you said, we knew this was going to be a chance of happening. You hit level 6 on that Dragon, you're going to push. You had the backup of the Chen army. This is LGD hitting those timings.
You sometimes wonder too why the Chen gets played. You're like picking through the files of LGD of like how long has it been since Chen was played.
Yeah, it's been a long time since we've seen the LGD Chen. At least I was looking about 3 months. X-Nova's not touched it. Normally, as I was saying, you know, he plays the, not to say easy heroes, but he plays like the Witch Doctors, the Ogre Magis. But this guy and his Chen, he's reading the map perfectly.
Yep, and he's also reading just the way the play comes out. We saw it earlier today. Exactly the same thing. You're able to convert one of the catapults to your side, and these pushes just come like thick and fast. SK, there's 14 1 charges up your sleeve. X-Nova, the Mud Golem's not in range for the stun. Somnus, Breathe Fire, the Mud Golem stun will get the kill. It reaches far enough. The Centaur Stomp also keeps Arteezy out. He only stole 10 damage. That's insanely minimal.
Look at the
and then the ensnare again. The Mud Golem stun holds him in, and now it is EG losing multiple heroes on the top lane. Misery will run to safety through the trees. But now you've left Chalice alone on the bottom lane. Level 2 blast, he's going to add pressure towards the tower.
I mean,
Then
this...
EG, what do you do?
That movement from the DK, EG absolutely did not expect a Dragon Knight to be waltzing up to top, and it's perfectly timed. Now he has the Elder Dragon form back up. If they want to put some pressure on, they can. But as you say, this is the sort of worry for EG. There's so many heroes, whether it be the DK or the Pugna or the Chen army, that can put pressure onto towers when you're not there.
And here we watch it again. So Samel has the
guy.
one charges. Somnus with this breathe fire. It barely clips him on the edge
just
and allows
singes
the
the tail.
Golem to get it.
Honestly, this is LGD. They're reading the map like a book. They're in the right places at the right time, and it's certainly starting to heat up against EG.
And EG need to try and stem this, but how do you stem it when you know LGD want to push? They've got Arcane Boots on the Pugna. Somnus is down on the bottom lane with Dragon Form. So you got Dragon Form and level 3 Blast. It's not only the tier 1 tower which will come under pressure here, it's going to be the tier 2 unless a defense is mounted by EG. Because the push is just too easy for LGD.
Yeah. And I think the real worry is for EG, we saw obviously Smail was given that top lane.
TPing top. Naga, FY comes in, the Burrow Strike will be there, X-Nova, try and slow down Samel. The Troll Trap is not available at the moment, but the Ensnare is going to be there,
Into
allowing
the
the Centaur to come in close range, get this done, hold him, Burrow Strike, get Samel a little bit more distance, and he will be able to get away to safety as the sole remaining EG hero on top.
Yeah, but they're bullying the Sand King. He's the Blink Dagger. He's 700 gold there at the moment. They absolutely need Samel to grab that. Once they have that, EG, they can definitely look to fight. With the Blink Burrow Strike, the Shapeshift, in fact, mid lane with that Shapeshift, they're going in.
Underneath the call down, Crit's going to try and fight. He's got the Stentor Stomp inside of him, allowing the kill to come into Arme. The Ensnare way too late to control up Lycan long enough for any kind of rebuttal.
It's a good move from Fear there. He hits 8, he has the Shapeshift as well as the maximum walls, so huge amounts of damage output.
Wait, did that Hadouken not even hit Samel? It looked pretty good online for it. That's easy.
He had the raindrop.
Ah, raindrop hold. Okay, that'll make sense. Chen Army, pull it back.
Yeah, they really want Samel. And so far, as I say, the pressure they've been putting onto him has been nice. The DK, maybe he's getting bigger and bigger. He's 3-0-1 with those rotations. He's going straight for the Shadow Blade, and this is going to be very nice in terms of walking in, setting up for the gyro combo to come through, and then make it very hard for EG to sort of go for the plays as they've tried to once the Shapeshift's back online. They've got to be really careful how they go about diving towers, because as soon as one stun connects, as we've seen with the Chen army, with the Ensnare, there's so much from LGD to hold EG in place to allow the full gyro combo to come in, and we've yet to see the potential of the gyro and the Pugna. Once we see Arme and Chalice join forces, people are going to get blown up.
Yep. You got a Pugna with no points up in Netherward. He has been all about laning phase. But you're right, that teamfight control, LGD still want to use what they've got for now. They're hunting this top lane. They want that tier 1 tower dropped.
You've got to get out. You don't want to hold this if you're EG.
It's
This
going to be
is so
difficult.
scary.
They're smoked up behind him. If he Burrow Strikes anywhere but in the trees, he's going to die. The homing missile's on the way. Troll Trap will cancel the TP, and they just drain the life from him. Decrepify to Amplify, and now it's going to be a tower trade-off. EG push to the bottom lane, while LGD already have a head start pushing through the top.
I wonder if there's not TP on the Dragon Knight, and TP still not called out for Pugna, so yeah, absolutely no.
Just push.
No hope that LGD goes back for that. And as you say, yeah, just stick up on this top lane. You have more chance of taking the tier 2. At a similar rate that EG's taking the tier 1. So this trade favouring LGD, they're now at a 2k lead. It's down to 1k with that tower going down, but if they finish this tier 2, they'll certainly be back up in quite an advantage. You've got, obviously, Misery trying to clear out this wave up top. Fortification will come out, but LGD, they're not going anywhere. They've got the Sustain, they've got the Unholy Aura from the Satire Tormentor, healing them back up with that extra regen. That's a tier 2 tower going down in 11 minutes.
Yep. I'm not even certain how EG forced the issue against him. Like, you want to come up and defend that top lane. Unless you bring everybody, it just doesn't work. Fear, you can go into your ulti form, but Ensnare will hold you there. Homing missiles coming in, and Fear, just what do? Stunned up, locked up, and Ensnare again.
Honestly, just the control is perfect. Mid lane as well, Arteezy. He tries to come in onto Chalice, but the magical damage is too much at this stage. He has to get out. There's backup coming in from Misery and Crit. We'll see if they can close the gap, but Chalice, he's a Pugna. He's speedy.
Yeah. Fast movement speed. The Doom can't really close the distance.
Look, the Shadow Blade.
Oh, and goodbye, Keeper of the Light. I was actually wondering, too, like, who Somnus would try and focus. Obviously, picking up the supports like Keeper of the Light, who is their primary source of D-push at the moment, makes more sense than anything else. But, like, cancelling the Doom also makes sense, but you got so much control on him. There's no easy way for Crit to hit anybody, and even if he does hit somebody, do you kill him? you've got so many ways to keep people alive in the LGD lineup that you can't even kill them off because you could just Song of the Siren, walk off with the Doom, and that's it. And you're not gonna Doom FY. That's almost a complete waste of a Doom then.
No, I think that is a very good point. That and top back in the jungle, Fear, he's been found out. Somnus and Chalice come in for a walk, and they get him, just straight up walking in. You're also able to pop the Dragon Form under an Arcane Rune as well, so he's going to have that up relatively quick. And bottom lane, even without the DK, LGD's just pushing in with Xnova's army.
Misery's dead. This call down's going to hit so damn hard. They've still got Song of the Siren, crit. There's the Song of the Siren just holding him in position, keeping him out, and then gets sent back to base very quickly. So Xnova doesn't have as much time to escape as he probably would have liked.
Then I like the Naga Siren. FY was like, look, I'm singing, you're sending me home. I don't know what your plan is of going back to base, but just get me out of it. So yeah, Xnova sort of taking one for the team there. But as we saw, getting pressure onto that tier 2, forcing a reaction from EG. They did have to come down. And, you know, they sort of did work in the sense they put a stop to it. They got a kill out of it. And they'll certainly take what they can get now. And they have to do something big with this. Sumail, he has the Blink Dagger. They've smoked up. They need something big off this reveal.
I like how Somnus is keeping his next item very much secret. I've been waiting for him to put something in his quick buy for so long. He just sat there with a Shadow Blade and then nothing. But the bank account's building up in areas. He's made his choice. It's a BKB.
Yeah.
So they want to have him as the proper frontliner. Because the get out of jail free card is Song of the Siren. The rest of the control will come from your Ensnare or come from your chain creeps. Even the control from Decrepify is enough just to make EG worry. And there's your initiation. 8-1 charges. Chalice starts to drain onto Misery. The War Stomp from Crit cancels that one off. The cooldown's in a nice position, but the Pugnan's already dead. The 1-for-1 trade-off. The Doom sacrifices life for this, as Arme needs to back out a little bit further. Arteezy not really getting great damage deals in this game, but a good pickup here by Sumail, putting that Blink Dagger to use, close the distance with Xnova. So 2 heroes dropping, 2-for-1 trade-off. EG will be a lot happier with this.
Absolutely. Sumail just doing the right stuff there with the Blink, getting that initial jump in. They had the way to cancel the life trade, and also smart movements from Arteezy. In that fight, he just sees the dragon, goes straight for him, keeps on top of him with the static link. Sure, he's not going to kill him, but he's going to really limit what maybe can offer to the fight. If he can static link that Dragon Knight most of the time, he's going to be fine.
He's going again, this time onto Arme, but Arme still with a lot of damage, but not enough. Sumail arrives once more, bringing in the epicenter. Just a lack of the damage on top, and Sumail will get the kill. 423 gold and some really good experience in gold going the way of EG now.
Yeah, I don't know who's making the shot calling at EG, but suddenly, as soon as that blink's there for Sumail, he is leading the charge perfectly. 3 kills in a row, within minutes of picking up the Blink Dagger. This is exactly what they need, and they were sort of, as I said, putting their eggs in this basket, giving Sumail that top lane, getting him the protection, so we did get a relatively good Blink Dagger timing. And of course, it was a little slower than they hoped because of the pressure that LGD put on, but now Sumail, he's pulling off the plays with it, and he's getting sort of that momentum back for EG and starting to slow down what LGD were able to build up during the laning stage.
Yeah. This is exactly where EG want to be. It's also a good test of their character coming into this LAN event, ensuring that while a lot of disappointments that have come their way during the North American qualifiers recently, here, yeah, you're behind. You're behind about 4K gold and just shy of 1,500 experience. But then to resolve yourself. Obviously, you're not out of the woods yet. LGD are still leading the way as they go inside of Roshan looking for this. But the Burrow Strike out, FY, he's a long way away from the rest of his team. But now, Stomp Dump, Song of the Siren's there, but he's burning too much. Can't get the song off. Roshan is only down to 2/3 of his life, and I'm not certain there's enough time.
I mean, they don't...
But do they not know?
They've got that ward over in their jungle. It's not going to... Yeah, there's no vision around the pit here for EG. So EG, unless they go check it, they are not going to be aware of that. And to be fair, with the Naga dead, you're not going to expect this, because you would normally expect LGD to go for the Roche when they had the Naga song to protect them. But LGD, they call the bluff, and they go for it. And they've just caught EG off guard. They did not expect that at all, EG. They're just going to look for some pressure elsewhere. They have got the army moving in onto the tier 2 bottom. Fortification coming out from LGD.
They may have also been a little bit worried. You didn't have Epicenter up. You didn't really have a lot of the big abilities of EG available. So they may have not even wanted the fight. So focus on the gold, focus on the tower. Just keep that push going and get a better trade-off, because it's working. It's not risky. A big team fight underneath what LGD could potentially offer is a very, very risky proposition. So go for the safe stuff. Go until you get your BKBs up, until Lycan's ready to fight, until he's got his level 3 Necro book, which is now only 1,100 gold off.
Oh, look at this stab button again.
Bye, Chalice.
Honestly, each and every one of these kills might not be found. They'll drop the Doom. Crit, he's not messing around with that Pugner.
Friends are coming. Samel's trying to get rid of the Nether Wall, but the Song of the Siren holds him there. The call down. You got rockets, you got flat cannon. Okay, you don't have flat cannon. You've just got the rocket barrage. Crit will die. Samel leaving his doom. Just a blink away to safety. He's still got 13 one charges, so he can burrow strike if need be. And he has the distance to escape.
He is out of there. And very close to having that 4-staff. I mean, he honestly, Samel is going to be the one to watch in terms of making plays. I mean, he already is. Once he's got the force, he's going to be slip-sliding around the lineup of LGD.
And meanwhile, while he's doing that, Arteezy finishes up the SMY. He'll come on the courier in just a bit, but this is a very tanky and very high maneuverable Razor. Running away from him is going to be more difficult. And not a hero who also cares about going underneath the Nether Ward. Yeah, it's only level 1. Underneath cooldown, so be it. But they're going to need to start shifting their control into the Razor even more than they already have been, which is going to free up the Lycan in his Necro books to start hunting even more. And the movement from Fear, bouncing from tower to tower. We saw it before. He used the Dominator to steal the catapult. Very much the same way as LGD was using the Chen to do the same thing. Bounces between the towers. Now he's up on top, pressuring the tier 1. While LGD moved to the opposite side, down to bottom.
They'll look to finish off this tier 2 tower, and they will find it here. EG, as you say, just wanting to go for trades. FY is getting closer and closer to that Spirit Vessel. He has been for a while. It's going to be pretty important. A lot of these heroes, these cores playing around the regen, the Lycan and the Doom especially, you get that Spirit Vessel down on them and suddenly the passive or the Scorched Earth is pretty useless. And you can get the kills onto these bigger targets, which they are going to start struggling with because, yeah, Arteezy and Fear, they're similar levels now to the net worth of those of LGD's cores, and they're even getting themselves slightly ahead, especially in these sort of the Arteezy versus Arme case. Arme does have the SMY, going straight for the BKB.
They're hunting. They found a target. It's Samel. Somnus underneath the cover of the Shadow Blade. The 4-star bump. Samel Sandstorm does not protect him.
See, at the same time, though, Arteezy wraps around the back. He's able to focus down the Chen. Get at least a trade here, but obviously LGD coming out on top of the moment. STG can find more Fist, trying to come in with a shapeshift, but the creeps there actually blocking him off a little bit. Arme tries to turn with the cooldown. They have the defensive Decrepify on Arme to protect him from the Necro books.
I think they were just tempted to keep following the homing missile, which was right on the back of Arteezy. Better to focus on a better target.
FY.
Ensnare onto Misery. FY finds the moment. And Somnus with the Breathe Fire gets the kill. And this is dangerous. Every time you lose a fight to LGD, normally it's a shoes on the other foot when you get a Lycan on your team, but you got DK and Nether Blast. They're pushing in.
They've still got the Aegis on Gyro. LGD feeling very confident at the moment. They'll at least force out the fortification and the buyback from Misery. So LGD will be very, very happy with that. And there's the Spirit Vessel now done for FY. So they can sort of get away with these pushes a little bit better, not only having it offensively, but the sustain as well is going to be big.
Does he look in the right place?
Oh, Fizz poked his
he
head
comes out, and FY's in the neighborhood. There's no way he escapes from this. Can't TP. It's on cooldown for 12 more seconds. Not to mention the chain stuns which are arriving from LGD.
Oh, and he steals his dog. Look at that, Nova.
You know, that's just, where's the loyalty?
And it's
a dog's meant to be
it's a pretty good steal.
Loyal creature, right?
You know, you get a bit of the Invis vision with this as well. You know, it's very nice to scout with, stealing the puppies of Lycan. Look at that. It's getting there all the intel. He's going to sweep it over. If he can sweep it over and spot out EG over in their jungle, that's going to be some valuable intel.
They just try and go for a straight up push instead. You got a catapult behind X-Nova.
I mean, like now, look, they've got the dog on Arteezy. They know that Arteezy was on his own because of that, but Arteezy plays it safe, obviously, with the moving across. In terms of the warding as well, LGD have got those two really nice wards inside the jungle of EG. EG did have one, but theirs is just timed out. So this area of the map, not really safe at all for EG to farm, because LGD will be more than ready each time to sweep around and look to try and get a pick off. If
DK really just wants to be the ultimate frontliner. Yeah. He got SMY after his Shadow Blade. Now I'm looking to complete up an entire heart. There's not a lot of damage coming out. Well, I suppose there's still a decent chunk of damage coming out of it.
Heart lets you punch a bit with his strength and such, but I think the idea here is, what are you getting a BKB for? He did have it queued up and he obviously chooses against it. The Burrow Strike sure is annoying, Blinding Lights are annoying, but the other three heroes, they're looking to punch you. Static Link Doom, that goes for the BKB. Against those, as you say, you just want to tank up. You want to be this massive force that can just head into the front lines, get that, those crucial stuns as we've been seeing, that when LGD does get the lockdowns, they're able to get the pickoffs one by one in these fights.
It may also just be that enter the high ground attempt, right?
Yeah.
As long as Somnus is able to tank up that tower, you just Nether Blast and Nether Blast and Nether Blast, and like, Illuminate's not enough to kill off Creep Wave right now.
Look at
And
this
if they-
wraparound.
if they
Look at
come in
EG's
deeper-
positioning, though.
It is nice. They need the target. Already Somnus, he's mana linked up for the moment, doesn't want to start running away. Has to be force-staffed out here. Burrow strike from Sumail, caught the Chen. He needs to get the hand of God off Martizi on 78 HP. Arme will finally come up the hill to kill him off. It's a 2-for-1 trade-off. Buybacks are available. Chalice, they want some space. The Song of the Siren. Well, not going to happen when the Doom is up, and Sumail gets the epicenter in through the backlines, kills off the doomed FY. That's the one time the Doom on FY really did pay off.
Absolutely, that fight there, it didn't look too great for EG until Sumail comes in with a big two-man Burrow strike at the end of it. But as you say, the Doom was on the right target. It was a good initiation from EG. They go straight in, Arteezy gets the link down. The sort of the bad thing was that they were able to separate the DK from the Razor at the start of LGD.
Oh, that blink away, there's no detection for it. He just didn't like it. Something was sniffy about it.
Because in these fights, Sumail, ideally on that first Burrow strike, he wants to be catching the target that Arteezy's linking, and he wasn't able to quite get that angle. So still, you know, at the end it was great. He's able to get back in and get the 2 kills, but maybe could have gone a little bit better if they're actually able to sort of protect Arteezy that little bit more, make sure that he gets that big link off him.
Let's see it again.
We'll see it again here when they go for the link play. But honest, this is just the end. This is the finisher where Sumail, he just cleans up in Star.
We only get to watch the end of the movie, not the filler episodes.
Now that's sort of the EG fan-approved edit of that fight.
You're going to have a couple more problems for EG in the next fight. Lincoln Sphere is now completed over on the Pugna, so there's at least some way to block Arteezy from just starting on whatever target he wants. And, okay, Keeper of the Light wants to bring in more friends, as it will be Sumail. And Snare will hold him in position, but they find Chalice. Netherward's up on top of the hill, but now Arme arrives too, holding on to the cooldown for the moment. The Flat Cannon could do some work to get rid of it, and there's the song. Is there another real follow-up? There's a couple of one charges. Here comes the call down. Crit, the only one caught by it, but Fear rooted up by the ensnare, and this is problematic for EG. 3 heroes down, 2 do have buyback, but now they go on the defense against a pushing lineup.
This is the problem when you play against the Naga Siren. There's always going to be those fights where one press of the button and the Naga can turn it all around. And as we're seeing time and time again, just the setup for the cooldown, as you say, the root play as well, each and every time, just it doesn't matter what sort of movement speed you have on this Lycan with the shapeshift, if LGD is able to hold you in place, and each time they perfectly focus Fear, and once he's held down, he melts pretty damn quickly.
And here they come high ground, EG. Buybacks available on the Lycan and bring him back to 5 men, but they've already lost mid. Question is, how much more do you really lose? The tier 2 tower was a loss, so LGD, they're going to rotate towards the bottom. You don't have the Dragon Form.
And he doesn't have shapeshift on Fear, so even if he comes back in, he's limited on what he can do. Sumail's got the epicenter, and again, I think if you're EG, you're looking for Sumail to make a big play.
Like they want to kill Somnus, but Somnus has the heart. Like he completed it at the end of that last fight, so you're mana leaking him out. But there's one charge that's available. The Cripper flying into the drain. Crit. Oh, with the Hadouken from the Chen creep. So much damage into Crit. And Arme flat cannons down the rest of it. You try and keep an army alive, and it's very hard to do so. FY having to stand its ground. 17-1 charges again, still available. They'll kill off the Satyr, and they look for what? How far do you really go? The Netherward's there in the defense line for LGD behind them, and they want to keep chipping away. Homing missile spam. Here comes Shapeshift form. As Lycan runs forward, they got the Doom off on the DK. Sumail get the follow-up Burrow strike, but Arme with the cooldown. Flat Cannon only now just comes back off cooldown. They want to kill Arteezy. They want to kill the Razor, but he's draining out. There's no more damage. Sumail with the double Burrow strike, but Decrepit fight up, can't follow through. FY is still alive. He's inside the sandstorm. They don't have the detection. Now they do. Goodbye, Sumail, and goodbye the hopes of EG. 2 lanes of racks down, 3 heroes without buyback, and they're going for the GG push here, LGD.
And I'll tell you what, there was a chance at the start of that fight where maybe Sumail could have got in, but FY, he was just constant. It's GG. It's over. He was constantly throwing Spirit Vessels down onto Sumail, so Sumail, he just couldn't get the blink in. He could only go in at the end of it, and at that time, it was far too late. FY.